Russia. Just saying the word brings a complex mix of emotions, powerful history, tough climates, geopolitical drama. But behind the headlines, beyond the politics, there's another Russia one most Americans never fully grasp. It's not a nation defined solely by governments, spies, or oligarchs, but by everyday people, teachers, families, artists, workers, students whose daily lives reveal something profound about resilience, toughness, and a unique approach to life. Today, let's explore something rarely discussed but deeply important: what Americans could truly learn from ordinary Russian people. Not to copy, but to reflect, appreciate, and perhaps adopt quiet wisdom in our own lives. So let's dive into 10 profound lessons Americans can take from the Russian people. 1. Hardship can be a strength, not a weakness. In America, comfort often seems like a right. We pursue convenience obsessively, seeking to avoid discomfort or struggle at any cost. But Russians have long known something profound. Hardship isn't something to avoid, it's something you prepare for. Generations of Russians have endured famines, wars, harsh winters, political upheaval, and economic crises. This history has created a collective mindset that hardship isn't unusual. Instead of breaking them, it's forged resilience, toughness, and strength. In America, struggles are often seen as crises. Something's wrong if life isn't easy. Adversity builds character. Struggle shapes strength. Difficulty is life's most powerful teacher. Imagine an America less afraid of discomfort, more prepared for challenge, and stronger because of it. 2. Silent strength is real strength. Americans love loud confidence, bold speeches, self-promotion, and personal branding. But Russians value quiet dignity. Strength to them isn't noisy, it's silent, deep, enduring. You rarely see Russians boast or loudly celebrate success. They bear hardship quietly, maintain dignity through struggles, and often show resilience without fanfare. Why? Because true confidence doesn't need to shout. True strength doesn't seek validation. Imagine an America where humility is valued, where strength is defined by endurance and character, not volume or applause. 3. Friendship is deep and meaningful. In America, we often call casual acquaintances friends. Friendship can be fleeting, casual, even superficial. But in Russia, friendship is sacred, hard to earn, fiercely loyal, and deeply meaningful. A Russian friend isn't someone you just spend time with. They're someone you trust with your life. Russian friendships last a lifetime, often forged through shared struggles, honest conversations, and genuine care. The Russian word drug, pronounced drug, means more than just friend. It represents deep trust and shared sacrifice. Imagine an America where friendships were fewer, deeper, more meaningful, built not on convenience but on trust, loyalty, and genuine connection. 4. Generosity isn't about wealth, it's about heart. Russian hospitality is legendary. Even families with little shared generously food, drinks, stories, time. If you enter a Russian home, expect endless food, warmth, and attention, even from those who barely have enough themselves. In America, generosity is often tied to abundance, only sharing when we have plenty. Generosity is about heart, not wealth. Imagine an America where generosity was measured by kindness, not abundance, where we freely share what we have. Knowing real generosity comes from empathy, not excess. 5. Art and culture aren't luxuries, they're necessities. In Russia, art isn't just entertainment, it's survival. Literature, poetry, music, ballet, these aren't pastimes, they're lifelines. Throughout history, Russian artists, writers, musicians have sustained people emotionally through oppression, war, hardship, and isolation. Great works by Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, Chekhov, Tchaikovsky, Rachmaninoff aren't just artistic treasures. They've been essential nourishment for the Russian spirit. In America, arts are often the first cut from budgets, seen as expendable. Russia teaches us art and culture are critical to human well-being. They connect us, comfort us, heal us. Imagine an America valuing culture deeply, knowing it's not a luxury, but a basic human necessity. 6. Privacy isn't isolation, it's dignity. Russians deeply respect personal privacy. They don't overshare online or casually broadcast personal lives. Emotional struggles, family issues, financial challenges, they keep these private, often sharing only with close, trusted friends. In America, sharing publicly online is common, even expected. We broadcast everything, sometimes sacrificing dignity and boundaries. But Russians remind us something crucial. Privacy isn't coldness, it's dignity. It's preserving our inner lives and maintaining emotional health. Imagine an America where we value privacy again, not as secrecy, but as self-respect and quiet strength. 7. Nature isn't just scenery, it's therapy. Russian culture deeply values nature as healing physically, emotionally, spiritually. Russians spend significant time outdoors, even in freezing winters, gardening at dakas, summer homes, hiking through forests, picking mushrooms and berries. Nature isn't just pleasant, it's therapeutic, grounding, essential for mental health. In America, we often stay indoors, disconnected from nature, glued to screens. Russia teaches us to reconnect, seeing nature as medicine essential for emotional and physical wellness. Imagine an America where nature is embraced again as a source of strength, peace, and balance. 8. Community matters most in crisis. Russia's history is filled with crises, famines, wars, disasters. Each time communities unite to survive. In crisis, Russians rely heavily on neighbors, friends, and families. They've mastered communal strength knowing individual survival often depends on collective action. In America, crisis often brings panic, hoarding, and isolation. But Russians teach a better way. Crises are best survived together. Community bonds are stronger than personal stockpiles. Imagine an America strengthened by community bonds prepared to weather storms collectively, not separately. 9. Food connects families and generations. Russian meals are deeply meaningful, culturally significant, and always communal. Whether it's simple soups, bread, hearty stews, or festive celebrations, food binds generations, reinforces family ties, and preserves cultural identity. In America, food is often rushed, eaten alone, or seen merely as calories. Russians remind us food isn't just nourishment, it's culture, identity, and family. Imagine an America where meals were prioritized again, where food brings generations closer, builds deeper family bonds, and restores community ties. 10. History isn't forgotten. It's remembered honestly. Russians don't shy away from painful history they remember openly. From World War II's immense losses to Stalin's repression, to the difficult 1990s, Russia acknowledges hardships openly in museums, memorials, and stories. In America, we often sanitize history celebrating triumphs but downplaying darker chapters. Russia teaches us remembering painful history strengthens nations. It heals wounds, builds empathy, and helps us avoid repeating past mistakes. Imagine an America courageously confronting all history openly, not just glorifying victories, but remembering struggles honestly, humbly. Final thoughts? Quiet strength for stronger lives. So what could Americans learn from ordinary Russian people? We could learn to endure hardships gracefully, building resilience, value silent strength and quiet dignity, cherish deeper friendships, practice generosity from empathy, not excess, see art and culture as human essentials, value privacy as dignity, not isolation, connect with nature as therapy, strengthen community bonds in crisis, prioritize family meals as powerful cultural rituals, honestly remember our past to build stronger futures. Russia, with all its complexities, contradictions, and history, holds quiet lessons about human strength, resilience, humility, community, dignity. These aren't just Russian lessons, they're deeply human lessons America could rediscover. We live in turbulent, complicated times. Perhaps the wisdom we most need is quite rooted not in flashy innovations or loud proclamations, but in simple, profound truths about endurance, humanity, community, and dignity. Because true strength isn't found in comfortable lives, but in quiet resilience built through challenges endured together. Maybe what America most needs now isn't louder voices, but deeper listening. Perhaps our greatest teachers aren't flashy celebrities, bold politicians, or charismatic influencers, but quiet, ordinary people living resilient, dignified, generous lives. Russia reminds us true wisdom doesn't shout, it quietly endures, strengthens communities, and connects hearts. Let's embrace that quiet wisdom. Let's learn from the Russian people. Because real strength isn't loud. Real wisdom isn't flashy. Real resilience isn't trendy. It's quiet, enduring, humble, and profoundly human. And perhaps that's exactly the wisdom America most needs now.